Well, this is my first Facing Reality episode with the Traitors Canada cast where I'm getting two in one, and I feel really lucky.
Yeah, the dead boys are here to chat it up with you.
I was saying before you came in, Thompson, this job I thought would just be all fun and rainbows, but I forgot the part where I have to watch you all get eliminated. It's been hard on my heart.
And then play a little bit of therapist for us so we can feel a little better about ourselves too, going
Okay,
home.
perfect. Yes, that's what I'm here for because you guys did so good, truly, and it
Aw.
sucks to see you go. I know I'm not the only one feeling this. I want to talk about why reality television. What was your first kind of thought as to like about the genre before even thinking of yourself as a person on a reality TV show? Like, did you watch reality TV? Um, Omar, let's start with you because
Let's
I
oh
and this
the
is not your first rodeo, so I know you'll have a
No.
couple
I
answers
was
here.
a yeah, I mean I was a reality TV super fan from 9 years old when the first season of Survivor aired. I would tape every episode on VHS, if you even know what that is anymore, you people out there. I would watch it every single day until the next episode, and I never missed anything. And when I did, I would cry about it. And I would also watch like The Biggest Loser. It doesn't hold up with time. Big Brother, The Amazing Race, The Apprentice, yikes.
Who
So
would
did
I mean
all
that show used to make me mad. I
yes.
feel part of me feels did I?
Did
And
you
this is my
manifest this?
narcissist.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so fully all in, then obviously did Survivor. And so when another opportunity came along to do another reality show, I was like, let's unleash that inner competitive beast again because it never dies inside of you.
And The Traitors is such a cool show. Thompson, I feel you are a little younger than Omar and myself. And so I was right there with Omar and right at the start of Survivor. That's me too. What is your relationship with reality television?
Well, my fandom goes back a ways, not quite to when I was 9 years old, but I started in high school getting into Survivor as well. And so for me, being a newbie stepping into the reality world, and I get to see Omer and Venus and people that I'm fans of, and then to come into their arena, honestly, I felt a little bit out of place at first because I know that I'm going against these titans of this type of gameplay, but that's just it's such a an amazing thing. Like this is a show that I became a really big fan of, getting ready to come on it, and then to get to walk in the manor and turn the corner, and I see Omar right there. And I don't know, maybe it would have been better for my gameplay to not admit this, but I go straight to Omar and say, "I'm a fan of yours. I know who you are." But I think it helped us actually bond and build a solid friendship and gameplay together out there.
Well, I know that would work for me. Omar, did it work for you?
Yes, I was like, I'm taking applications for best friends right now, and because I thought, going in, gamers, we have a huge target on our backs. People are going to be looking to take us out. So when I have a friendly face that's like very eager to work for us, simp for us, as he even said, I was like, yes, let's do it. Like I will go all the way to the end with Thompson, and if we're faithfuls, we split it. If one of us is a traitor, then out
Figure it out
alive.
later at the end.
Oh, that's amazing. And hey, like my big thing on reality TV is the right thing and the thing that feel good. Sometimes you're conditioned to think they're going to be opposite, but for I was lucky. A lot of it is it just works, you know? So like I would do the same thing. Like, hey, I'm a huge fan. Immediately, yes. Immediately, yes. You don't
That's
have
why
to
you won.
overthink that. Well, it brings me to this idea of like Traders is interesting because Traders almost feels like an all-stars version of Big Brother that way because there are some relationships formed before. And even the idea that Thompson, like, you know who Omar is before going in, that kind of like changes that dynamic a little bit. So, what I want to ask is, Thompson, were you drawn to Omar because you knew him and were a fan, but also a little bit because he had done this before? And then does that relationship start and change? Like, after you get a little bit more comfortable, are you now willing to kind of like, you know, do your own thing? Or is that sometimes I watch traders and I feel like, yeah, that there's a kind of like mentorship apprentice vibe going on of between the people who have played reality TV before and the people who are going on the first time.
Yeah. Coming in, if there were going to be people that I recognize, gamers, people with experience, I mean, that was my strategy, was to get close to people like that. And I mean, it was probably no one better for me out there than Omer, to be honest. But yeah, I also think that, yeah, let's say Omer didn't have any background. I just think that we would have hit it off anyway. To be honest, I think that we probably thought about and approached the game in a similar way. And even without Omer's background, I think that we would have probably done some good work together anyway.
Yeah, and then like Thompson and Jericho were like our little apprentices, but not the NBC kind, if you know what I mean. But they were our but one was a good boy and one was a bad boy.
Which one
Jericho.
was the good boy?
You. And then look where that got you. Jericho was a little snaky boy. He was like, I'm gonna take out Mentor 1 and Mentor 2 back to back. So sometimes that works, but I mean the hard part is when they know something about you, it's not like the first time where you are on an even playing field with everybody. You don't know anyone, and you can just play your own game. You know it's all individual. Nobody has a leg up on anybody. But going in with people that you know, and then also having people know you, but in a one-way
Yeah.
thing. And for Thompson and I, that worked out because we thought about the game similarly. We have similar vibes, and we get along personally. For someone like Meredith, who I love, I think she's amazing. She's so funny. She's an icon of the show. But she was much more like she was much more on edge about us, looking for things to kind of like, well, I know this about them, so they're capable of this or that or the other. And that really sets you on the back foot a little bit.
Hmm.
So it can work either way.
Right.
And then having pre-existing relationships or friendships also very complicated because are you going to stab your friend in the back for $20,000? Um, it makes it a lot messier and a lot different.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, it feels like so Traitors comes across because of like the themes in the game and the manor and the murders kind of um lighthearted, but it also feels, and from what I'm getting from even just the couple last interviews, it's a really emotional game when you're in there, right?
Absolutely. I really feel like every round table that we see on TV, in the moment, it feels 10 times more intense than what we end up seeing in an edit with it. One section of a 45-minute show or whatever it is. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you're
it's like the
standing there with the blindfold on. You don't know if you're gonna get murdered or like turned into a traitor. I wanted you desperately to be accepted as a traitor. Tell me, if you were, would you have gone full on traitor? What was the plan?
Well, for me, that entire time I'm standing there with my blindfold on, I'm expecting to even have the choice of whether I want to accept. Like, I thought the traders are going to make the selection of, okay, are they going to ask me to be a trader or not? Because normally in a recruitment, that's what happens, right? You have the opportunity to say, yes, I will join you, or no, I'm going to stick to my role as a faithful. And it ended up not being that case. It ended up me being having to plead for my life. Even then, if they asked to recruit me, I don't know if I would have had the opportunity to say yes or no. So uh, I was not planning to go full trader. If anything, I was thinking I wanted to stay with my role as a faithful, but yeah, that opportunity didn't even come up.
Oh, Omer, is that like a tribe swap? Is it a little bit of that?
I think it's almost like a merge because you're like getting really into the game when you get into the conclave. And unlike, Thompson is like not he's like he's like just like good, like there's no bad part of his soul. Whereas I was like itching to get in that conclave. Like I was ready
Yeah.
to be a traitor and I was waiting for it. I was ready to do it. And I think that ultimately it is like making the merge. And I didn't make the merge.
And honestly, I would have loved if Omer became a trader, and I wouldn't mind joining him maybe a little bit later on. But
Yeah.
this is still pretty early in the game. I don't know if I want to be a trader quite yet. But
Oh my
if it
God.
came down to it, I probably would have had to say yes.
in an alternate universe, you two are the most villainous traitors and you've won the game. Yes.
If only, if only.
Oh,
Manifest it. Can we
yes.
go back in time?
Hey, everything's out there. Everything could happen. Hey, when you got off Survivor, I'm sure you weren't thinking, I'll be on a reality show again in no time. Or were you?
I thought it was gonna be on Survivor again.
And hey, that's what
Um,
I'm
I'm
saying.
still
It's still
hoping for that.
open.
I
yeah,
still hope to
but
see you.
yeah, hopefully. But being on Traitors Canada, I mean, I mean, it wasn't even I feel like it wasn't even invented at the time. I can't remember when the first Traitors came out, but I don't. It was very around the time of Survivor. But it is such a surreal experience to be able to be part of like such an amazing cast, an amazing production, and so far a very chaotic and messy season. And sometimes the best. Not all the players are like yourself, Sarah. They're not that good. And so that's sometimes the most entertaining. We saw them be dumb as hell last night. And I'm on the receiving end of that. So it's less fun when it's to me, but I'm sure that it was fun to watch for other people.
It has to be the top show where you're watching and saying, "Oh my God, it must be so obvious." But it's so complicated. It's the nature of the show, and
I mean,
so
this one really was that obvious.
Yeah, I wish I was around to be able to vote with Omer a couple more times.
Yes. Thanks, Venus.
can I ask, will you be following along with the rest of the season?
Mhm.
What kind of like are you most excited to see? And where can we find you online so we can continue to follow your journey?
What I'm excited to see is, yeah, just how like, I really feel like each roundtable has gotten more and more chaotic. Like, really starting with Kevin and Kevin's exit in the last one. So where it goes from here, I'm going to have no idea. As far as like what I'm hoping for happen, who I'm cheering for. Like, I come into this game wanting to play as a faithful. Like, I really want to see faithfuls take it to the end, but seeing how well the traders are working, even together, like Venus voted for Coco in this last round table, and I think handled it with Coco afterwards in the turret like perfectly. Like, these are just top tier traders, and it's going to be a wild ride for both sides from here on out.
Very well put, Omer.
Yeah, I am gonna be watching, of course. And as far as who I'm rooting for, I've got to root for the people that voted to keep me. But specifically, that includes Dom and Kara, but specifically as well, Sarah Nicole is an amazing person. She was great to get to know on the show, and I hope that she wins. Venus as well. And those are one faithful, one traitor. Maybe Venus, you can pick her up later. But Venus as well, because she's a great person and she's a great game player, even though I think she should have kept Thompson around for us. And then the petty side of me is like, Coco, take it. Like, embarrass them further because that was fucked up.
Well, and she's been having a tough go of it as well.
She
So
has, so she deserves it.
and the motif I'm getting through this whole talk is the when a traitor and a faithful come together, like you two, or a traitor minded and a faithful minded person, it can be a beautiful thing. And I like
Mhm.
how you each have a traitor and a faithful who you really respect their gameplay. I mean, that's the good part of the traitors is being able to put yourself in the two different positions and see how you would handle it. So you both handled it fantastically. Shame to see you leave. Not, it's a wild game, not much you could do, but we'll be excited to see the final chapters and see what you guys think at the end of the season.
Yes, thank you so much for having us. This was a great time and so
Oh,
happy we got to do it together.
Yeah, what a nice surprise! What a treat.
Mhm.
I was not recording. Oh, yes, I was. Yes,